Hey Bookwormies, it's Beans.
And it's Victoria.
And today we are reviewing Powerful by Lauren Roberts.
Yeah, this one just came out.
When
you're listening to this, It hasn't just come out.
Okay, well, it just came out for us like 2 days ago.
Yeah, and we sped read this, which wasn't that hard because it was only, 180 pages?
Yeah, no, literally, it wasn't long at all. I think I read it in like a day and a half.
Yeah, so we are coming to you in our lives, in real life, pretty quickly. But I mean, even for you guys, it's only a week after. Anyways, not the point. Today we're reviewing Powerful by Lauren Roberts, which is number 1.5 in the series. It's definitely a novella, but which we'll get into. But first,
1.5.
We have a couple things to talk about.
Yay!
Yeah.
So a little late to the party, but Taylor Swift dropped her new album, The Tortured Poets Department.
Hell yeah.
We are going to dive into that. I wish we talked about it sooner, but it is what it is. Live, laugh, love. I've had my time to really sit with the album.
Oh yeah. For us, it's been, when did it come out? The 18th?
Sure. Sounds right.
Or was it last week? No, it didn't come out a week ago. Okay. It came out 2 weeks ago for us.
Okay, so should we talk about what we did that night?
Yeah. So Gena and I kind of wanted to do something. Well, one, because it's my first ever album drop as an actual Swiftie now.
Yay.
I think. I was kind of into her when Midnights came out, but not enough to really truly appreciate the whole album drop experience.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to do something. So we came to Gena's house, and then it was 10 p.m. when I came over? 9 p.m.? Something like that?
Yeah, I think you came over around 9:30 because we were going to do 10, but then I texted Tori and I said, bitch, come over, I'm bored.
I'm bored. So we had snacks, and then Gena had the really great idea to listen to the Midnights 3 a.m. album? Whatever the longest one is.
Well, we did the Till Dawn edition because I feel like it was I don't know, I felt like it would be a good thing to listen to the last album she did and just go right into it.
So we timed it so that, we kind of ended up skipping around songs, but we timed it. Yeah, we timed it to where the second we started it, it would perfectly line up to the start and release of TTPD, which
got released a couple minutes early. Did anyone else catch that?
It was 11:58, and we pulled it up, and we were listening to it.
It might have been earlier than that because I was going on and I was like, wait, these don't look grayed out.
Yeah, no, we can listen. And then she clicked it and it started, and we were both like,
yeah,
it's here.
So we did that. And we also made friendship bracelets.
Yeah, we did.
I made this really cool TTPD one. I'll have to post a picture of it.
Yeah, we also made a sip, read, repeat one. Mm-hmm. I made one for my boyfriend. Turns out I'm really fast at making friendship bracelets.
Yeah, no, I don't hate making friendship bracelets, but after the first one, I'm kind of done.
Yeah, you're I did it. I'm good. I got the experience. Meanwhile, I'm over there chugging, not chugging. I'm over there churning friendship bracelets.
Yeah, you're popping them out, bro.
Oh yeah,
how many did you make? 3, 4?
It was 4 or 5.
Oh hell yeah!
I had so many. And there's one unfinished in your desk still. I'm pretty sure.
There is.
Yeah, unless you've gotten rid of it. But
no, I have not cleaned that room since that night.
No, are all the snacks still in there?
Well, no, because Garrett were where are all our snacks? And I was like, oh, they're in the guest room. And he took some of them out, but the goldfish are still in there.
Oh, period.
We
drank wine. My mom got me a bottle of wine.
Yeah, we had wine.
Party I threw.
Mm-hmm.
That was some good wine.
That was good wine.
We drank 3/4 of it.
We did. There wasn't much left.
Yeah, realistically, you can drink a whole bottle of wine in 2 glasses if you have 2 people.
Yeah. It's really hard. Easy to. Honestly, it's really easy to drink a bottle of wine yourself if you're doing. If you're doing it in a long period, if you're doing it before and after dinner, before dinner
while
and
you're
after.
Cooking,
yeah,
as you eat, and after dinner. Okay, that sounds less
Sure.
alcoholic.
Anywho, what were we talking? Oh, so that's what we did, and then we listened to the album, and
we listened to the first part of the album.
Yeah, because the next one dropped at 2 a.m.
and Gena was knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, no, we stayed up till midnight. We did 2 hours of yapping and chit chatting, 2.5 hours, and then when it came out, we listened to every single song in silence.
Yeah,
so we just played it.
Gena and I laid on her guest bed with the phone propped up in front of us, with the lyrics just playing in front of us. Really,
exactly.
and just laid there and experienced it. And then we finished the last song, which I don't even remember what the last song on the first album is.
The manuscript. I think that's the.
No, was it The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived?
No.
The Alchemy? No, Clara Bow. Clarabow.
I
So
think
we finished that
the
one.
manuscript is the last one on the anthology edition.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we finished Clarabow, and then Gina was like, all right, I'm going to go to bed.
I was falling asleep during the last two songs.
Yeah. So then I went home, and at that point it was like 1:30, and I had noticed that there was the countdown on her Instagram page. And so I was like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
So I stayed awake till 2. That's when I realized, like, okay, it's a double album. And then I went to bed. Didn't listen to it. I said, I don't have it in me to.
I was so tired. But I will say, I listened to the anthology edition by 9 a.m. the next morning.
Oh, so you can't relate. Gina was on my ass because I was texting her, blowing up her phone, like, oh my God, it's a double album. There's 31 songs. Like, this is crazy. And then the next morning rolled around and I had work, and I just like took forever to even start the album. Like, I don't think I actually started listening to the album until like 6-7 o'clock that night, because I was still just listening to the first half of the album, because we didn't really like we read the album
when we listened. I think
we
it's
listened,
important
but we were
to
like reading it.
Yeah, we did both.
So I wanted to like listen to it and not like be as focused on the words.
I gotcha.
So I wanted to like really like understand the first half of the album before I got into the second. That way it didn't all bleed together, and I'm kind of glad I did that. But then I listened to the second half, and I was like texting Gina like, oh my God. And she was like, yeah, bitch, I told you. I told you 3 days ago to listen to that song.
I think the second half of the anthology was my favorite. But I say that, but there are so many songs on the first part that I love. Okay, so let's fuck talking about what we think. I'm going to go through.
What did you just say?
Huh?
Did you say let's fuck talking about?
Yeah, he said, yeah, like, let's, well, fuck talking about, like, what we think. And what do you, wait, what did you think I said?
It literally sounded like you said, let's fuck talking about. And I was like, huh?
I think I said, let's fuck, like, I don't know. I was trying to say, fuck talking about what we think. Let's just dive into the songs.
Okay.
All right, so Fortnite, it's the hit. It's the hit of the album. It's the one they promoted the most, and they have the music video of. I really do like it. It's not my favorite, and I think there are better songs on the album, but I think it is very good.
I thought it was interesting that when she was promoting it as the like music video to come out, they were using Florida as the backing track for it, which was really interesting, because then when Fortnite came out, I was expecting it to be like a lot heavier and like, you know, the feeling that Florida gives you.
Like boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
yeah. And so then I was like kind of confused, because I was like, wait, this isn't, huh?
Was it? Are you sure it was? Because it was definitely like was it the boom, boom, boom,
I'm pretty
boom
sure
part of Florida?
I mean, I could be fucking wrong. Who knows?
It definitely is Florida vibes, though.
But I was also expecting Post Malone to have a bigger part of the song than he did.
Okay, I was too, and a lot of people were saying Post Malone getting the Lana treatment, excuse me, and I thought that was really funny, but I don't think it was as bad as when Lana Del Rey was in Snow on the Beach, because you barely heard. She was like a backup singer.
She doesn't have a whole part in Snow on the Beach?
No, she re-released it.
I was about to say.
After she got all the criticism and she released more editions of Midnight, that's when she released the other one of Lana Del Rey. It literally says featuring Lana Del Rey, like more Lana Del Rey or something, and they redid it.
Really? I think the only one I've heard is the normal one, and I thought you could hear her pretty well.
No, I think you're talking about the other one.
Oh my God, you're right. I only have the regular one. Fuck, I'm gonna have to listen to that later.
Oh, also, isn't the Fortnite from the day she dropped it tomorrow, May 3rd? A fortnight is 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks since she dropped it tomorrow. I don't think we're gonna get anything, but like whatever, we'll see.
I think it'd be interesting.
Okay. So the Tortured Poets Department.
I actually think it's kind of a bop.
Really? Okay.
I kind of find myself like grooving a little to it.
So there's a song on the album that I feel the same way about, but we'll get to that later. For me, Tortured Poets Department is cool. It's not my favorite.
Are we going to review every single song on this album?
Yes, it's not TTPD, not my favorite. I think it's probably my least favorite. My boy only breaks his favorite toys.
It's okay.
Girl, what?
I just don't think I've listened to it enough. It's just, it doesn't hit as hard for me.
You don't like that song?
Okay, but Gina, how many times have we had the conversation of I'm just not like an upbeat song kind of person. Like, I want a song to make me want to like rip my heart out.
And don't get me wrong, I love songs like that. I have such a passion for them, but a nice bop, Tori.
It's just like wasn't my favorite thing.
Okay, so my boy only breaks his favorite toys. When I first heard it, I was a little like, interesting concept. And I love it. It's a little bop. Okay. Next.
Down Bad.
Down Bad.
That's the one that's like, what if
now I'm down bad, crying at the gym.
Oh. Okay, that one's kind of a bop.
That one is such a bop.
Yeah.
It's such a bop. It's so good. I love it. It feels so... Okay, the line, like obviously like the most part, now I'm crying at the gym. That feels so real and honest. Like it makes me feel like that's definitely happened to her.
Like when heartbreak just hits you wherever you're at, even when you're fucking at the gym, like walking on the treadmill, you're like, fuck, my relationship's over. Like
exactly. So that is why I appreciate Down Bad so much. Just love Down Bad. Such a bop. Okay, next. So Long London.
Taylor put her whole fucking everything in this.
Yeah, she did.
This song, rip headphone users. Hold on, I gotta pull up the lyrics for this because this is a song that I think I could genuinely like sit and this along with The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, which we'll get to. But oh my god, I think I could sit and listen to this song and like fucking have this shit printed on a piece of paper and be like annotating the lyrics, you know, like hold on, where's the line?
I just love the song.
The spirit was gone, we would never come to, and I'm pissed off you let me give you all that youth for free. Oh my god.
And she also references, okay, I just want to get this out there before I forget. She references, of course, marriage, a baby so much. She also references religion so much. And
my god, like while we were listening, when we were doing our little live listening party, Gena and I were like, oh my god, like every song basically has some sort of like religion reference.
I would bet money that every single song I could point out a religious reference or something in. I swear it's every single one. Anyways, while we were listening, we 100% noticed that since the very beginning. But yeah, no, So Long London is beautiful. It's gut-wrenching. There's so many lyrics you could take from this song and compare them to a bunch of her other songs and a bunch of her other albums. And I mean, like, come on now. It's
God.
You've all seen the post, okay? It's 2 weeks out. You know what I'm talking about. Like, it's good shit.
Oh yeah. Also, pause. Let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. Because we probably haven't like done it so far, but I don't think that Taylor Swift albums that every song has to be about a guy.
Okay, yeah, because it's literally, I'm so sorry, but if personally, I don't think it's any of my goddamn business who the fuck she's writing these songs about.
Yeah.
It's not my business. And like in my head, do I sometimes go, oh my god, I think that's about, I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit in my head, but I'm not going to put that on the internet.
Yeah.
And I don't really even talk about it to my friends.
Yeah, you're not going to catch me out like on the internet, like theorizing and like putting like
timestamps
like
and pictures.
Going back in history and like looking photos.
Not
like
doing that.
I keep seeing TikToks where it's like The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived is about my high school ex-boyfriend, and that's how I feel like you should view it.
Exactly.
However the song relates to you in your life, that's fine. But like I feel like it's a little weird behavior to.
It's weird. It's so weird, and I'm so tired of. While we're on the soapbox, I'm so tired of this crazy fan shit, because there's one song on here, and I'll get to it, that she's literally like singing.
Kind of like singing to her fans.
Yeah, she's like singing to her fans, like, dude, you're crazy. I'm gonna you're crazy.
Yeah. I also just don't understand how there's this entire, like, this is my soapbox, but there's this entire discourse by a lot of people who aren't Taylor Swift fans that all she does is sing about her ex-boyfriends. And how are we ever going to get away from that narrative if all the fandom does is relate her songs back to her boyfriends?
No, literally. And I'm just so sick of it. It's not my business. That's not why she writes music. Leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
So that, I just want to say that, because I mean, obviously, like, as we get further and further in this album, there's going to be like, oh, well, was this song about this person? Was this, we're not going to be talking about that.
No.
So
fuck that.
Anyways, the line, how much sad did you think I had? that took me back to my college days.
Ooh,
this song really fucked me up. Like, oh my god. And you say I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it. My white knuckle dying grip, holding tight to your quiet resentment. And my friends say it isn't right to be scared every day of a love affair. Every breath feels like rarest air when you're not sure if he wants to be there. Jesus!
Yeah, that oh my God,
had this song come out when I was in college, I don't think I'd...
You said I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't. This shit would have ruined me. This shit would have had me like sitting like in the fetal position on my bedroom floor, like rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's bad. Yeah, no.
And see, I love that she can put out songs, an artist, period, can put out songs that completely bring you back into a moment in fucking time where you're like, I literally have felt this, and makes you feel like you're not alone.
Yeah. I was about to say, for a second, I was like, girl, I never wish to go back to those moments. But then you said the part about not feeling alone. And yeah, I do feel like that. Like, even somebody as big as Taylor Swift has had these moments where it's like, fuck, like, do they even want to be in this relationship with me? Like, do they love me? Do they even want to be here? Being gaslit, like saying that you're the one who ended. Anyways, all of that to say, So Long London. They always say what the track fives of each album are like the saddest or whatever. Yeah, this one delivered.
Did. Okay, so the next one, But Daddy, I Love Him.
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's the song we were talking about. When I first heard this song, I was like,
lyrics for that.
That's good. When I first heard the song, I was like, this very much gives me country days. And the song that this reminded me of, it reminded me of Mean. Mm-hmm. And if you remember Mean, you remember the video of the train tracks, and it's very southern, and it's giving me the very much the same vibes. But we all know, But Daddy, I Love Him. I'm pretty sure this was written about when all that whole stuff, when people were seeing her with Maddie Healy, and everyone was like, well, I just care for her so much. Like, I don't think he's good for her.
Which, like, he is a piece of shit, but at the same time.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, well, she doesn't need to be with him. And, like, as a public figure, it drove me insane.
I'll tell you something right now. I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace. Sorry, I said that weird. Disgrace. God save those judgmental creeps who say they want what's best for me.
Yeah, exactly. That you cannot tell me that wasn't written about.
You ain't gotta pray for me.
Oh, the You Ain't Gotta Pray for Me gave me very much. I hated growing up.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
Okay, so I'm going 2 places with this. I hated growing up, and I did not have a good childhood. And when I would like talk to different family members,
keep in mind we grew up and live in the South.
Oh yeah, seriously,
that's a key thing to note.
I grew up from a very religious background, and every time we would have issues, or I would like literally be crying to my older family members who I looked up to about all these things I was struggling with our family. It was always like, well, did you pray about it? And I'll pray for you. And I'm like, I want to. And hey, no offense to you if that's what you do. If that brings you comfort and that's how you do things and that's what you believe in, I'm so fucking glad for you. But me, no. That's not how I do stuff. It makes it infuriate me that my family members wouldn't help me, a young fucking child. And I've never even gotten into this, but a young girl going through so many issues in her home life and everything else, and they wouldn't help me. They would just say they'd fucking pray for me. It drove me insane.
It always, I felt the same way when I was younger, or like when I would, especially when I got to college and like I would be telling people about things, or even like really anytime, hearing like, oh, well, I'll pray for you. Mm-hmm. It just kind of felt like especially like if I just like poured my heart out to them and that's all they could say back, it kind of just felt like well, I don't really know what to say to you right now, so I'm just going to say this, and that's just going to have to be enough.
Which, and like, that's how you interpreted that.
Yeah. And that's probably not what they meant. Like they probably are saying it from like I'm going to pray for you coming from like the deepest, like most sincere part of them. But to me, it always just kind of felt like a Band-Aid over a bullet hole. I mean, they didn't make that bullet hole, but like it didn't never really help me.
Exactly. I just felt like a crying kid who needed help, and everyone would just say they'd pray for me, and it drove me insane. But I said I was going 2 places with this, so before we move on, the second place I went with this, it gives me a very much vibes of anyone who is in the LGBTQ community, and they're like, oh, I'll pray for you. It's like, you don't need to fucking pray for me. Like, this is who I am. This is me. Like, it gave me both of those vibes.
I was going to say it kind of along similar lines of like, I feel like I've also gotten a lot of times in life where I'm not necessarily even asking for somebody to pray for me. And they just like kind of go out of their way to be like I do something, or like, it's not necessarily a problem I'm having, but like, let's say like I make a lifestyle choice, right? And they just out of their way are like, oh, well, I'll pray for you. I'll be praying for you. And it's like, I'm good. Actually, I'm actually really happy with my life. I don't, thanks, but no thanks, like respectfully, but also a little disrespectfully.
Or like when you're in a work setting and they go, oh, is there anything I can pray for you? And I'm like, no, I'm good.
No, can you pray that I get paid more?
Sick.
I'm kidding. I get paid well enough. Anyways, okay.
Anything else about
But Daddy, I Love Him? No, I did actually really like the vibe of this one. Can we talk about Fresh Out the Slammer?
Yes.
I love Fresh Out. Sorry,
yeah, Tori loves this song.
I love Fresh Out the Slammer. So much so that I don't really even know anything to say about it.
I don't know how to interpret this song. I'm Fresh Out the Slammer.
I think of it as like pretty much just like coming out of a period of her life where like she probably just felt really like alienated and alone, and coming back out into herself.
It gives me that vibe. For me, it gives me almost, I guess how I would interpret it and put it into my life is like going through a lot mentally, and you're finally kind of coming out of it. Like you're coming out of it, and you're like, it's like a breath of fresh air, and you can see clearly. That's how I kind of think of it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are talking about like, oh, it's about her going from one boyfriend to the next or whatever. But I kind of see it, like we said, about it's almost just a personal thing. Like, especially now I'm running back home to you. Like, I just kind of see it as like, I'm coming back to myself. It feels nice. I like this one.
Florida?
Florence.
Florida is such Florence and the Machine, so good. But Florida is it's just another bop for me. It's a banger. Like, I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Florida is so good. It was interesting. I wasn't expecting it, but
I wasn't either.
It's so good. Guilty as Sin. Oh. Did y'all see our lady Sarah J. Maas reposted that and said thank you to Taylor? Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. Also, I don't know what bitches on the internet were clowning me the other day, thinking that Sarah J. Maas was gonna make a post yesterday about an announcement. Why did y'all clown me? Yeah. I thought that was real.
And that was huge all over TikTok.
Yeah, and then I went on the comments and people were like, "Hey, has she actually confirmed this?" And people said everyone but her. And I said, "Are you fucking?" I was waiting. It's
not an announcement if everyone but her has confirmed it. Like she has to confirm it.
Yeah, and I was very, very mad when I realized that was not a real thing, because I think it was yesterday I went on her page and I was like, there's no announcement.
There's nothing.
And then I looked more into it and I went, are you fucking kidding me?
It's just an internet rumor.
I was waiting all week for this shit. I thought it was real.
Girl, it's just an internet rumor.
Anyways, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me?
So alien coded.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Who's Afraid of Little Old Me like scratches this place in my brain, right? Like it's like really satisfying. Like I feel like a dog like scratching my neck, like listening to this song, like and my tail's wagging. That's really weird to say, but
no, it's fine. Yeah,
it gets listen back to
kind of like ASMR vibes.
That's what it just like scratches my brain. God, I love that song. I also I love that it's like, so I know Reputation was like her like angry album, right? Who's Afraid of Little Old Me gave me Rep vibes, but almost like her calm older sister. Like that I've kind of processed a lot of my anger, but I'm never going to let you do that to me again. And I was like, I like that.
I like this song so much because one, it's just a good song, but it reminds me of when I was younger. I've already kind of talked in this a little bit, but I was after I got him, I very like sad. I got very like angry, and I was a very angry kid up until I got like middle school, late middle school. I was super angry all the time. I felt like Nesta. Yeah. I was Nesta growing up. I had so much hate in my heart.
She's an angry girl.
Yeah, I was so angry, and it's crazy. Anyways, I know my angry girls relate. It gets better. But
we should do an episode that's like books for the angry girls.
Were you an angry girl?
Girl, I'm still an angry girl. It's okay. Me and my therapist are unpacking it.
Okay, good. Good to hear. But
go to therapy.
Yeah, guys. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me just gave me like my angry girl vibes of like, especially like growing up and growing into that angry girl thing. It's like, yeah, because like my family was like, I'd pop off on anybody. Yeah. I was like, disrespect me, I'll fuck you up.
I'll cut you.
Yeah.
God. Okay. I Can Fix Him. No, really, I can.
It's really good.
I don't really remember this one.
What?
I think. So, like I said, I haven't said this actually, so fuck the fact that I just said like I said. I have a really bad habit of once I find a song that I like, I just listen to it a bajillion times until I never want to hear it again. So I'm still stuck on my top 5 songs at the moment. So I feel like eventually I will get to some of these other songs that are maybe like number like 6, 7, 8. But
you would really like this song.
Yeah.
Because it kind of talks into, it kind of reminds me of, but Daddy, I Love Him. I want to read you a line. they're shaking their heads saying, God help her when I tell him he's my man.
Oh, yeah.
But your Lord
yeah.
doesn't need to lift a finger. I can fix him. No, really, I can.
Oh, and then the fact at the very end of the song, she goes, "Well, maybe I can't."
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That was crazy. But I like this song too because she's just like, I don't know. I like it. And I mean, yeah, I like it. I love it. I mean, I love all these songs. I mean, almost all of them, but like, yeah.
LOML, loss
of my life. I was was it you? And you said, oh, I like love my life, or I don't know who I was talking to. And I said, no, I think it's loss of my life.
I don't
and
think that was me.
I think it was my sister. And she went, oh. And I went, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's loss of my life. And she's like, yeah, you're right. Loss of my life is so good. Oh my God.
What's the one song that at the beginning it sounds like it's like church bells?
So Long London.
Okay, I was gonna say whatever. I couldn't remember that, but that part of that song, I remember listening to it when we had the listening party or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was shook.
And it's just so like beautiful. Mm-hmm. It gives like not classical music vibes necessarily, but it also
church bells.
It's church bells, mm-hmm. Yeah. Whole nother religious thing. Anyways, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart.
When I first heard this song, is this fucking Play About Us?
What is that line where she's like, I cry all the time, but I'm so productive. It's an art.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Wait.
Where's the camera? Is she in my office? Like,
no, this song gave me chills when I first heard it. And I felt so heartbroken as a fan that an artist that I love and appreciate and ate up everything she did.
Yeah, because you went to the Eras tour.
Yeah,
as
I did.
This was going on,
and I was getting I swear to God, I was getting flashbacks from the Eras tour, and I felt so guilty because I'm here having a beautiful time of my life, mm-hmm. and I was having a time in my life, and I thought she was too, and maybe she wasn't, and maybe she was a sad girl, mm-hmm. and I would, if I knew that in that moment, I would have walked down my steps and given her a hug on the stage. Security
would have talked with grass, but I appreciate the sentiment. Taylor, and I think she would too.
Taylor, if you're listening, I would have given you a hug and told you to go home. I would have performed for you.
The smallest man who ever lived.
Yeah.
The line where, like, in the very beginning where she's, like, gazing at me starry-eyed in your Jehovah's Witness suit, and then she goes, who the fuck was that guy? Gagged me.
Wait, are we on that song already?
Yeah. We're halfway through. But, were you sent by someone who wanted me dead? Did you sleep with a gun underneath our bed? Were you writing a book where you sleep or sell spy? In 50 years, will this all be classified? I would have died for your sins. Instead, I just died inside. And you deserve prison, but you won't get time. This entire bridge, mm-hmm. like this entire fucking bridge, gagged me.
Yeah.
Like when I tell you, I think in my car, I was sitting there listening to it, and I was like, this one hit harder for me, like personally, mm-hmm. than So Long London.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be one of my top favorite songs that she has ever written. Which says a lot because I'm such a like folklore Evermore girl, mm-hmm. and a lot of those songs are sad. But like this mm-hmm. one, I think I could like actually cry to this song.
Yeah.
Anyways,
no, it's such a powerful song. It's crazy.
And in plain sight you hid, but you are what you did. And I'll forget you, but I'll never forget the smallest man who ever lived. God damn, Taylor.
Okay, so I want to talk about The Alchemy.
Okay, bet.
So, remember how earlier I was like, hey, this, like, you were like, this song's actually kind of a bop for me?
Yeah.
So me and Tori talked, and I said, I didn't really like The Alchemy. It's probably like, was like one of my least favorites, but like, I've been like kind of like listening to it more. And I will say, I love the beginning. This happens once every few lifetimes. The chemicals hit me like, why? What if I told you I'm back? The hospital was a drag. Worst sleep I ever had. I circled you on a map. I haven't come around in so long, but I'm coming back so strong. I like the beginning. Mm-hmm. When it goes, so when I touch down, call the ambulance, come up for the teen, is when I go, skip. But I've been listening to it. It's kind of giving me bop vibes. I just don't really like the song that much.
Yeah, this one is okay for me. I do love the beginning, just like you, but pretty much at the same point, I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
It does give the Travis in the big game or whatever.
Yeah,
everybody's saying that though.
It does. When I first heard it, I went, ooh. That
They
sounds like the
kinda hit
Fortnite
with that.
thing. Isn't that what they thought the Fortnite was going to sound like? Something
I think so, or something like that. Yeah, but it does kind of give that vibes.
Yeah, it does. Clara Bow. Clara Bow's pretty good.
Hearing her say her own name was interesting. I don't.
Me too. Yeah,
she says her name like not how I expected, but I do love the song. Like,
I do like how it's talking about the whole like the next big thing and like like all the like the women, and it should. Good song, you know?
Yeah.
The Black Dog, you really like this one.
Yes. It's about the bar.
Where she like, he like didn't take his location off or something.
Yeah, I also, as a marketing girly, am love watching the Black Dog bar like capitalize on the fact that they're a Taylor Swift song. Like they're like making merch and like their bar has been like completely packed.
They're an actual bar.
Yeah, it's like an actual thing. I'm pretty sure in London. Hold on. Black Dog Bar. London. Yeah. It said this article by Today via Yahoo says Taylor Swift's song "The Black Dog" has propelled real life pub by the same name to fame, and I'm pretty sure they like actually started like selling merch and they've been like completely packed. So I don't know, I just really like it.
Damn, she said this actually happened to me in real life. Actually,
nestled near the banks of the River Thames in South London, the Black Dog was a little known local pub with a loyal customer base. That is until Taylor Swift dropped a song with the name of the same name.
Damn, good for her. Good for them.
Hell yeah.
I'm Gonna Get You Back. What a bop.
Don't remember that one very much. I heard some people say that it's giving the same vibes of Get You Back by Olivia Rodrigo, though.
And I thought that too. And then I've been hearing a lot of other songs that artists have wrote, and it's like the same thing. It's like the same concept.
Like
and I was like,
I can't decide if I'm going to fuck you or kill you kind of vibe.
Yeah. And I was like, all right. Well, it did give me that vibe too.
Yeah.
But then, yeah. And I heard more songs, and I was like, oh.
Listen, there's a market for that. When you're freshly out of a breakup, kind of hits.
Yeah.
The Albatross. I don't remember this one at all. I think I've probably listened to it once.
I think I listened to it a couple times. Let me look at the lyrics really quick.
I do like that one actually. Yeah. I didn't remember it, but
I don't listen to it much, but it is pretty good. It's just not it just didn't like hit for me, but whatever.
Yeah. Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus.
It's another one that didn't really hit for me, but it's cool.
I thought you liked that one. Oh, okay. How did it end? I can't remember that one.
How did it end? How did it end? Oh, we hereby conduct this post-mortem. Yeah. This one's good. This one's really good. I really do like this. I think the bridge for this one feels soul crushing.
Oh, say it again with feeling how the death rattle breathing silences the soul is leaving.
The deflation of our dreaming, leaving me
bereft and reeling. What is it? Leaving me bereft and reeling.
Yeah.
My beloved ghost and me sitting in a tree. DYING.
I think that's great. Like the sitting in the tree. KISSING. Get the reference? Yeah.
So high school. I don't love it.
Really?
Yeah. I just don't think. Like I said, I'm not a big, like, upbeat kind of person. And also the, like, whole, what is it? Touch Me While Your Boys Play Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
It's a little, like,
That's funny. Okay, tell me why I didn't even, like, realize, like, that was what she said.
Yeah, so it says, touch me while your boys... Okay,
And I know how I know the beat of the song and the rhythm. Like, I know she says it, but I was like, oh.
People are saying this song is an ovulation song, and it definitely is. Because it's, like, the... I'm trying to stifle my sighs because I feel so high school every time I look at you. No one's ever had me quite like you. Touch me while your boys play Grand Theft Auto. It's true. Swear Scout's honor. Do you know what the Scout symbol is?
It's the 3 fingers.
Quite a coincidence right there, Taylor.
I think it's really cute. The bittersweet
new Full Throttle.
Yeah, the bittersweet 16 suddenly. I'm watching American Pie with you on a Saturday night. Your friends are around.
So be quiet.
Yeah, so be quiet. Okay, because I'm trying to
Taylor.
Trying to stop for my size.
You know what I want to know?
What?
I would pay money to be a fly on the wall in Travis Kelce's friend's room. Like the next hangout that they all have.
Yeah.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall. Could you imagine them just like playing that song and be like,
damn.
Travis.
That is so funny.
Touch her while you play. You did what while we played Grand Theft Auto?
We were in the next room?
We weren't even in the next room, dude. We were on the next couch.
Oh, sick. Okay, so this one, I think this is kind of funny. And I feel like for me, someone who's marrying their high school sweetheart, I feel like it should have hit more, but it didn't.
My high school sweetheart cheated on me.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't, but I think it's very cute. And I just listening to the song makes me really happy.
It does give like the, like when you are young and you're like falling in love for the first time and it feels so just like
giddy
light
and exciting.
Like there is
cute.
no, like you don't foresee any of the bad that could come for it, you know, because like it's likely your first relationship, you know, you're all it is the fun, like the fun, the giddy, the butterflies, everything like that. Like there's nothing like a first relationship, I feel like.
Interesting. That's interesting because, you know, I've really only
had that.
I've had little like things, but like I've only been in one real relationship.
Yeah.
That's interesting to think because you've been in others. Do you think after like your first one or two heartbreaks, the rest of them, you were kind of...
Yes. Like I think, what's that phrase? Ignorance is bliss. I think when I was in my first relationship, which my first relationship was a high school relationship, but it lasted for like 3 years. I didn't have anything like bad to really think of. Like I always knew that like, you know, he could break up with me or anything like that. He could fall out of love with me, things like that. But it didn't ever feel like it was actually possible. It didn't ever actually feel like it was actually like possible for it to happen. It was always just like, oh, this is the person I'm going to marry. We're going to have kids together. We're going to be like, you know, all these kind of things. And I was like 16. But so then after we broke up, he cheated on me, yada, yada, yada. Every relationship after that, then it was like, oh, well, that could happen.
So it's like you started to have baggage from really old past relationships.
Kind of, yeah. So there's almost like your first relationship, because there's nothing else to compare it to. It's kind of like I don't know how to best describe it.
I mean, I feel like I kind of knew that that's how it would be, but I don't know. It's just that it's just something to think about because, you know, I've only like one relationship, whatever. Yeah. That's cool. All right.
I hate it here. The bookworm in me loves that song.
Yeah, it does. This was for all of this fantasy bitches out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This one hit.
It did hit. I love this book. And honestly, so when I was really big into reading, when I was more depressed than I am now, reading almost made me really sad. Like it made me sadder almost.
Because you couldn't go to that world for real. Like you always had to come back to your own world.
I always had to put the book down, or I always like turned the last page.
Throne of Glass made me feel like that. Finishing Throne of Glass and like realizing I was done with that entire series and like shutting Kingdom of Ash and realizing like there is no more to this world. Like I'm done.
Yeah.
There is like I will never get to read that series again for the first time. Like I will always know what happened. Yeah, I'll pick up on little details, things like that. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's important to say. People who are really going through it mentally, reading is an escape.
Yeah, it is. But just beware.
It's literally an escape. But anyways,
thank you, Amy.
That one, yeah. I didn't realize, okay, the dyslexia in me was really like working hard because when I read that and I said, damn, those capital letters mean something. What they mean? And I sat there and went, I don't know.
This literally spells out Kim.
I know. I literally was like, that's crazy. I don't know what that says.
He said, huh. This looks like, you know that SpongeBob meme where like every other letter is capitalized where he's like, do you don't know what I'm talking? Oh my god. Okay, pause. We gotta find this. Hold on. All right. Oh my god. And fucking Yahoo isn't gonna. This meme. You haven't seen that?
I mean, I've seen the little weird turkey looking thing of him, but not that one.
Did you just say he looks like a turkey?
Looks like a chicken.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, I don't even know where we're fucking going with that, but thank you, Amy. It gave me the all you are is mean and a liar and pathetic. What is that? That's mean, right?
I referenced that song earlier.
Vibes.
Yeah, I like that song because it was really cool to hear it and then to think of like all the people in your life, you know, that you're like past and like really fucked you over, especially like, you know, like old friends and stuff. It really just gave me like, oh, like you moved past it vibes. I liked it.
I Look in People's Windows.
That one makes me kind of sad.
Yeah.
All the similarities to her songs in Lover, like the lyrics.
Yeah. The Prophecy.
The Prophecy.
Please
The Prophecy.
Change the
Prophecy.
We are not singers.
I liked it when she was saying like a better woman wouldn't beg, but I'm something instead. Like then it goes, please, I've been on my knees. Prophecy. Don't want money, just someone who wants my company. Okay, when I heard that line, I said, girl, you got all the money in the world, okay? Yeah, I need some money.
No, that's what she's saying though, is that she doesn't want money. She just wants somebody who like
it's easy to say you don't want it when you have it. Like you're not like
really when you're like a billionaire.
Yeah,
you have your own plane.
Yeah. When I first heard that line, I was like, you can give it to me. But
you were like,
no.
maybe don't say that line in this economy.
in this economy?
These inflation rates?
Yeah.
You're talking about you don't need money?
Yeah, seriously.
All right, sis, can't relate.
But no, I get it though, because like I'm sure everyone wants what they can't have. Everyone who doesn't have money and who's normal wants to be rich and famous. Everyone, okay, I don't know, but I feel like some people who are rich and famous probably just wish they had the normal life. I know someone feels like that.
Yeah, but do they wish for a normal like cushiony upper middle class life, or are they wishing for a real life that a majority of Americans face?
Bingo. That's it.
Prime question right there.
Yep.
Okay, Cassandra. Like I said, I don't remember this one that much.
No, it's okay.
Peter. Don't you like that one?
I really, really, really loved Peter when I first heard it. Now that I'm listening to more of the songs, it's like on the back burner now, but when I first heard it, I absolutely loved it and I still really like it. The Bolter. Love The Bolter. This one is so alien coded as well.
It scratches my brain also.
Yeah.
Like they nicknamed her The Bolter. The way she sings that, it's just like,
Yep.
Yes.
You can't tell me that one's not alien coded too.
No, it is. I feel like it is.
Yeah, I love The Bolter. Bolter's so good. I had that bitch on repeat. Robin's a very good one too.
I haven't really listened to that one. I'll listen to it later.
Listen to Robin. It's very cute. It's like the Peter Pan thing.
The manuscript. I also haven't listened to that one very much.
It's not my favorite song, but I love the manuscript as the last song.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna pull up the lyrics really quick. Give me just 2 seconds, people. Now and then she rereads the manuscript of the entire torrid affair. Those are the first 2 like fucking little paragraph thingies. And then at the end, she says, the only thing that's left is the manuscript. Our last souvenir from my trip to your shores. Now and then I reread the manuscript, but the story isn't mine anymore. And this song was only written by Taylor. I love seeing songs that only have her written as the person. It's such a beautiful way to end the album. It's so beautiful, and she's just, I mean, like, come on, like she's literally saying, I'm closing this chapter of my life. I'm literally shutting the book. It's what her whole album like campaign and thing has been about. She's literally given us all the evidence, given us all the files, all the pieces of poetry. She is closing up her file. She's closing up her file, putting her name on it, sealing the bitch up. Or maybe not sealing it up, but she's giving it to us. She's giving it to our fans. Yeah. She's like, she said, fans, this is everything that's come out of all this stuff and this tragedy and all this crazy stuff and everything that I've been doing. I also think it's beautiful that she wrote a song about the Eras Tour and it's on this, and the Eras Tour is still going on, and we have a song about the Eras Tour. I love that, but I just love how this closes up the album. She's giving us these files and she's like, boom, this is your story now.
Yeah, I liked it too for the sake of like the kind of like you said, like she's bottling up all of her experiences and like she's done with it. She's giving it away. I really like that of like this is what I experienced. This is what I experienced. This is my healing. And this is me done with it.
Yeah.
This is me letting it go. And it's so nice. I think it's probably really cathartic for her too, as like a writer to like work through it. I mean, because obviously music is her craft, like to work through it and then be able to just kind of like close that chapter and be like, okay, I did what I needed to do. I healed from it. I made some damn good music. And now I'm ready to let it go and live my life. And that's so nice. Because sometimes it's so hard to like let things go.
It is. I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful that she has a way to just kind of, go through it and close it up.
Yeah. specifically the line, "Looking backwards might be the only way to move forward."
And that right there is a beautiful way to end our Taylor Swift segment.
Yeah. So the last thing that we want to talk to you guys about before we get into our actual review of Powerful is we went to our local bookstores. They hosted like a book festival, which they do every year, but it was just really nice. And it was a great opportunity for us to get to meet local authors. And Gena ate some really great food. I did not. We bought so many fucking books.
We did.
It was just so nice, like kids books, adult books, fantasy. And it was really nice too, because like the authors were so excited. I mean, as you would imagine to be, like if you had spent so much time writing a book and then you got to come to this thing and people were like interested in your book and like, oh my God, yeah, like can I buy that? Like
can you sign it? Let's take
oh my
pictures.
God, I would shit my pants. Yeah. And then
oh my gosh, yeah.
All of them were so willing to like Gena said, take pictures, sign your books. I mean, we have so many copies of books now in our library that are signed, which is just
that is so cool because I'd never had a signed book before.
Yeah. So, I mean, we met one author. Her name's Laura Holt. She wrote A Village of Salt and Sorrow. And she was just so sweet. And like you could really tell that she loves her book and she loves what she's doing. And was just really excited to like get her book out there. So I'm excited to read it. But Gena bought a book that I feel like
I bought my book, yeah.
perfectly like describes who she is as a person, but you can tell about it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just got so I'm walking around, and before I get into this, I gotta say something before I forget. But what was really cool is when I came home, I don't know if you guys saw, but I did post on our Instagram story, just like
if you don't follow us already, it's at Sip Read Repeat Podcast.
Yeah, please go follow us. Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple, whatever. So I made a story, and I'm just like going through all the books that I bought. Mm-hmm. So really cool. But when I did that, I had tagged the book store, and they reposted it on their story, and we got a couple new followers from that, and it was so cool. Mm-hmm. So if anyone is a new follower that's listening and you followed me from that page
and you happen to know this book festival we went to, hi, welcome.
Hi, yeah, and you should totally comment or something because I want to see, like, that would just be so cool.
I hope you didn't just listen to us talk about Taylor Swift for 50 minutes thinking you were going to get a book review.
They said, damn, these bitches suck.
Damn, they really talk a lot.
Yeah, for real.
Is this how every episode is?
Yeah, no, seriously. But anyway, so yes. Okay, so I'm browsing. I'm going through, let me set the scene. It's hot. I ate some food. I'm feeling good. I love the feel of the sun on my skin. I'm browsing. I see a two older couple, power couple. One writes, one illustrates. I gaze upon their table, and I found a beautifully illustrated, colorful book in a plastic sleeve.
It's a kid's book, yeah.
Kid's book, and it says, The Happy Life of a Possum Named Owen. So cool. I instantly snatched it up. I looked at it and I said, I have to buy this. And I'm checking out. We were having a little trouble checking out, but the older gentleman, he goes, are you a teacher? And I go, no. The biggest smile on my face. This man just stares at me.
Keep in mind, Gena is like so like the happiest I have ever seen her at this booth, like just waiting to check out for this book. Like she's like giddy. She's like bouncing on her feet, like the biggest smile on her face. And yeah, he asked her, are you a teacher? And she went, no. And then they both kind of like stared at each other for a second.
I'm like smiling, teeth showing. I'm like, nope. And then he's like, oh. And I go, yeah, I just really like possums. And he went, we need more people like you in this world. Best experience I've ever had in my life. Best experience I've had in my fucking life, bruh. But a little bit about this man. He, for some reason, I think he knows a little about possums, or he's like a farmer. Not like a farmer. I don't know, a lot of wildlife things. But really cool. And the wife was really sweet. And they both signed my book. Oh, it was so cute. Nice. Like the wife handed it to him, and she was like, first she was like, do you want the author to sign your book? And I said, yeah. And she handed it to him, and he signed it. He will, well, now the illustrator gets to sign it. I said, yeah, the illustrator.
Yeah, Gena was like shaking in her boots. Like.
Yeah, no, literally. The boots were falling off. Like,
the boots were falling off. I was so shook. The laces are coming undone.
The boots are falling off. I'm standing on my feet.
Standing on the fucking concrete in your socks.
I just imagine like a brown, dusty ass boot half off my foot. Like, I really, what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, Gena had the time of her life at this book festival.
I did, and it was so fun. Like, it was so cool. But yeah, anything else that you really enjoyed there? They also had like authors like reading and stuff, but like we didn't really go to any of those because we didn't really know any of the authors. But
yeah, they had like a couple romance authors reading. I think it'd be really cool next year to maybe do like a booth for us or something.
Yes,
we've talked a little bit about that. It was just a really cool experience. You should check and see if your local bookstores do any sort of book festival.
Follow them on social media because that's how you're gonna find out.
Yeah, like stay up to date on your local bookstore. Like they definitely, like, you can always support them even if you're not necessarily like shopping there. Like if I mean, I always think you should shop from a local bookstore, but am I also guilty of not buying every book that I get from a bookstore? No. But I mean, you can support them in other ways, like ours does so many events. Like we went to a launch, like a midnight release party for the last Crescent City book. So yeah, just like figure out how you can get involved. It's a really great way to find a community of readers likely who are interested in the same thing as you. It's just really nice.
It is really nice. Very cool.
It's nice to have like your local bookstore like just like in your pocket. Like like they know you. Like
yeah. Because I mean, when they put me on their story, that was like the third time I've been on their story.
Yeah. We went to the midnight release party. Yeah. We got posted then. I was like, damn, Gena.
We got posted twice.
Yeah, we got posted twice because we dressed up. Gena was Nesta and then I was Feyre. Yeah. And we'll post a picture if I remember. And we got reposted. And I remember looking at the video that they posted of us and I went, damn, no wonder people think we're in love with each other.
There's someone, okay, little backstory. At the like thing that we went to, the midnight release party was kind of like, I was like, oh, I came with like another girl. Her name's like Tori. I think I was talking to someone about how we had a podcast, and they were like, oh, so like you guys like are you like what are you guys? And I'm like, oh, we're best friends.
Because keep in mind, we roll up to this midnight release party together. I mean, yeah, we were dressed as Feyre and Nesta, but we were like attached at the hip, coming in, sitting at the same table. Like,
talk about the picture.
So this picture,
the picture that Tori referencing earlier, how she was like, no wonder why they thought we were in love.
They had like taken like a boomerang of like the entrance to the bookstore, and it was me and Gena standing there, like talking to the bookstore manager or whatever, and I'm like looking at Gena like she hung the fucking moon.
She's like laughing, like eyes
like
up.
Yeah, like I have like sparkle eyes for her, like I'm laughing, like, and she had just said something and they had like happened to get me when I like turned to look and laugh, and I remember sending the video to her and being like, damn, no wonder people think we're dating. I look like I'm in love with you.
It was so funny. It was so
I was like, damn, this is like, people are gonna see this. But yeah, somebody asked if we were a couple, and I was like, well, we've made it as friends. People are thinking about my thirsty comments right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to say, when the time came for you to post them, I have to call her out. She did not post the thirsty comments we were talking about on this podcast.
No, I didn't. What did I comment? Hold on, let me find it. I feel like the one that I commented was still good.
Okay, was it still good?
But it definitely wasn't. It wasn't any of the thirsty ones that I did comment, because looking back on it, I was like, like once the time came, I think I got stage fright, and I was like, oh, I can't post these. These are too like out there. I realized other people were gonna see them. Yeah, all I commented was patiently waiting for my chance, with like the not quite the kissing emoji, but like where they're like puckering their lips or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then the photos posted to the song Dress, and so I then commented again, and I said my boyfriend's name, wondering why this song has played 748,825 times.
Oh, you said
like replay. Twice. Yeah, I know. Whatever the fuck number I wrote, I just typed a bunch of numbers. Yeah. But yeah, him wondering why the song has played a bunch of times on repeat, because I was just sitting there staring at them, because they're such good photos. Your photographer popped the fuck off.
Yeah, she did, huh?
My God.
If y'all need a photographer recommendation,
like,
let me know.
Next time you text me and you're like feeling insecure or anything, I'm gonna be like, Gena, this is you. Shut the fuck up. This is you.
Me sitting here like
that's like that gave me the same energy of like, you know, when you're like expecting to get like a really great haircut, and like you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna look so cute after, and then they like spin you around the chair, or you get turned, not quite done, but they turn you in the chair, and your hair is like slicked back wet against your head. You've got the cape on. You're like, you've never looked the ugliest.
You're ready.
You look so ugly. God, my boyfriend came in one time while I was getting my hair done and I did not know he was going to. He was like, he had dropped me off and was going to go like do something or whatever. And then he came back in the middle of my hair appointment and I was sitting there, hair slicked back, cape
like
on.
a rat?
Yeah. And he just kind of stopped and looked at me in the mirror and I went, don't.
Sick.
Don't say what you're going to say.
That's so funny. Anyways, I think that's all I had to say about that. It's now been 2 hours.
I was about to say us. So that's all we had to say about that. Us making our intro an hour and a half.
Okay, so let's just jump right fucking into it. Tori, take it away.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about Powerful. It's by Lauren Roberts. Like I said earlier, 3 fucking weeks ago at this point. It's book number 1.5. It's a novella that follows Powerless. And it's about Pei's friend Adina. We don't have an outline for this episode, as you can probably tell, because we talked about Taylor Swift for 55 minutes.
Yeah, I also just finished the book like a couple hours ago.
Yeah, so for us, it's May 2nd. The book came out, today's a Thursday. It came out Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So very early for us, but we read it really quickly. It's like, what, 180 fucking pages?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, quick. It's really a novella. What did you rate it?
I think I wrote it like in the middle of like everything. I rated it a 5 because I had just reading. I literally was talking to my coworker who didn't give a rat's ass about this. Man's like late 30s.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, man's
Gena,
late 30s. I'm like running in the office telling him about this, and he's like, "I don't." Okay, good for you.
He's like,
yeah.
And?
So, anyways, I reread The Death of Adina 3 times in 3 different point of views, one being hers.
Yeah, it's hard.
And I rated a 5 because I was like, God damn, 5
Did
star.
you cry?
I almost did. I swear to God, I almost did. And
that.
that's crazy because I don't cry in books. I don't cry in movies, but I almost did.
I rated it a 3.
Okay.
We'll get into it. Okay. We'll get into it. Immediately gets into it. So I kind of had this issue. I've been having this issue of kind of like a self-realization the past couple books that I've read. Like I read Emily Henry's New Funny Story. I read Abby Jimenez's Just for the Summer, like romance novels, whatever. And I have this problem where I keep going into books that are clearly not marketed as slow burns and expecting them to be a slow burn.
See, and like, I want to say one more thing about my rating. When I rated it, I had just read it, and like, you know how if you have Goodreads on your Kindle, it'll go, "How do you want to rate this?"
Yeah,
I'm like, I can't rate this right now.
I need to think on this.
Yeah, but anyways, no, I know what you mean. And while we're starting to talk about it, I will say, girl, this shit was so fast. It was like page 3.
My God,
it was page 3, and this I literally highlighted something, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So okay, girl math. This book is 180, 190 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the book was double the length, so close to 400 pages,
mm-hmm.
for them to be 42% of the way through and saying that they won't ever know a life without the other is crazy.
Yeah, I do know a reason that I highlighted. It was literally the fucking first thing. It was, okay, this is not a single clinical thought to deny the fact that she may be the most beautiful woman I've ever had the pleasure of laying eyes on. She's intimidatingly peaceful, a contradiction in itself, and I almost want to despise her for it because I fear there's a chance I may begin to enjoy her. And don't get me wrong, that's like, oh, you hear that in the beginning, but I swear to God, this is like they just met. Like, fucking first time they met, swear to God.
At 42% is when, what is his name? Mac,
but what's his full name?
Makoto.
Okay.
I don't know if that's actually how you say
that's
it.
That's how I'm going to say it, though.
At 42%, he's literally like, let me just pull the quote up. Hold on.
And don't get me wrong, there are some quotes that I was like, oh, cute.
Yeah, we'll get to those.
But the ones that were like, I love you, and like, I'm like, oh my God, please be fucking for real. I didn't start liking those until the very end because I kind of started to get over it.
Yeah. So 42% in, which is probably what? About 100 pages. Mm-hmm. Well, less than that. Actually, that's like 80 pages. He says, I had never known happiness before her, but if there is to be an after in which she doesn't exist, I know I never will again. Which one, that's foreshadowing, which I was like, fuck. Ooh. But 2, they've known each other like weeks at this point, if that. I know it's a
Yeah.
novella, so it's going to happen faster. And like I know we knew what was going to happen to Adina. So I knew that like it was going to take us from Pei, which, okay, to be fair, this book does cover Pei going into the trials to her finishing the trials. So it does happen over a time period, which I didn't really think about until today.
It does.
But it doesn't have a lot of meat to it because it's a novella. So like you really only have like, say if I'm showing like say if you're looking at like a graph, right, where there's like a line of different like plot points, you're only seeing like the top like high plot points because it's a novella. Like you're not going to get all of the like in between fluff, like things like that. So I do think that kind of helped me realize like, okay, well,
yeah,
maybe like,
right.
you know, make me feel a little better about it. But it still is really fast for them to like fall for each other. It's like insta love almost.
I don't think Pei and Kai are even saying like I don't think Kai starts saying he can't live with. Do they say that?
I don't think so. I think by the time we get to the end of Powerless, they've just kind of like admitted that like they're into each other. Like Powerful or Powerless, that was definitely a slow burn.
Yeah.
But this one was if that one was like you're on one side of the spectrum of slow burn, this one was on like the complete opposite side of the spectrum. And I think for me as a slow burn lover, this one was just hard for me to like love as much. But kind of like you said, by the time we got to the end, there are some quotes and stuff, and I did kind of enjoy them together because I kind of had at that point had gotten over it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I've accepted that this is going to be like an insta love situation,
or at least it feels like that. But
yeah.
I really do appreciate you saying how it is literally the same time frame of Pei and Kai.
Yeah, they just have,
and I didn't even realize
400
that.
more pages or however fucking long Powerless is.
Yeah, and granted, point being like that. It was just really hard for me to get into in the beginning when Adina, I think it's like their first time. Don't get me wrong. I think this is her first or second time when she's in his house / workshop. Do you remember when she leaves to go home and then she like those men try to like.
Yeah.
So isn't that the first or second time she's in his house?
I think so.
Okay. Well, he does those things. And then she's like, I'm so sorry. I just didn't know where to go. And he's like, you did the right thing. Run to me.
Always
run to me. I said, Bonnie, shut the fuck out. You barely, like,
okay, I thought it was hot, but at the same time, I was like...
See, I did too. Okay.
I was like, wait, you don't know her.
Yeah, I did have that moment where I was like, but when I first read it, I was like, what? What? Huh? If I've met a man 3 times and he says, always run to me,
I'd be like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I'd be like, sir. But also, let's be real, like, if half of the men did the things that we want them to, quote, because they're from the books in real life, we'd be like, be fucking for real, but I'm not wrong.
That's an episode in and of itself. Yeah. Things that we love in books that we hate in real life.
Write that down.
Write that down.
That's so funny.
Oh man. I think I also just struggled a little bit with the Kai and Pei are such like enemies to lovers or whatever, and there's like that banter, but this one was like a grumpy sunshine, and it was more like because of the insta love or whatever, their banter was very centered around, like it was very obviously like, I'm into you.
Yeah, and another good point, Tori. Look at you.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, yeah, I love that point though, because that is very true, because it is a different kind of banter. And I was thinking about that. I said, well, this is a lot of banter. And I was like, but it's different. I just couldn't like pinpoint why.
Yeah, the vibe is different. And I think it's, when I was about 25% of the way through the book, I was like, okay, I think I'm not enjoying this book that as much as I thought I would, because I did enjoy the book. I think I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would, because I'm constantly comparing it to Powerless.
Really? See, I was not comparing it to Powerless.
I was comparing it to Powerless in the sense that like I was expecting to just like pick up where I left off, which obviously was not going to be what happened. Like that is just a case of me having unrealistic expectations going into a book. So like kind of like user error essentially. But I say that to say Powerful and Powerless are not the same book. Yeah. So like one is a very short novella about 2 completely different characters than what happens in this 500-600 page book about these other 2 characters. And so I think me going into it thinking that I was going to get the same vibe as Powerless in Powerful is kind of setting myself up for like not enjoying it. And so then when I realized like, oh, well, wait, these are two separate books. I need to be thinking of them as two separate books about two different couples. Then it kind of like made it enjoyable for me because then I was able to like take myself out of my own head and be like, no, like I can enjoy the fact that they're a grumpy sunshine. I can enjoy and that's when I started to enjoy their romance, even though it was kind of quick.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I feel like when I came to this, I had like no expectations. Like I was just here for the vibes, and I was just reading it. But I did thoroughly enjoy it. I really enjoyed this book. Oh my gosh, one thing I liked was when he said, because it looks like you'll be sleeping here until further notice. I went, ooh,
okay.
All right.
Say less.
Yeah,
then again, in real life, I probably would have been like,
I'm sleeping wherever the fuck I want to sleep. You ain't gonna tell me shit. If I want to go back to my little thing and try to get kidnapped,
if I want to go back to my, what is it called? The fort? If I want to go back to the fort and sleep on a rug.
Okay, I'm sorry, but why is she making him sleep in the fort? Why was that a thing?
It gives me the same energy as when I was in college and I would force my college boyfriend to sleep in the twin size bed with me.
Oh god, college beds.
Even though they were so small.
Yeah, no, there's
neither
of
us were comfortable.
Yeah,
it's giving the same vibes.
But like, why did? Okay, because I guess it's because it's her. She's so like that's like her vibe.
I also just didn't realize that it was that much of a like that it was basically just like a hole in the wall, sort of, essentially.
You didn't get that?
No,
you didn't gather
I think
that?
I just like gathered that. I think I completely like glazed over that in the first book.
Oh no, I 100% like. Because you know how when a lot of people read, they visualize things.
Yeah.
I visualized the same image in my head when I was reading this.
When you read, do you literally see like the picture in your brain?
Sometimes.
Not all the time, though, right?
Not all the time.
I was gonna say
I feel I was thinking about this the other day. The more I'm reading, the more I start visualizing things more.
Like the more in frequency that you read. Oh, okay. So like the more time you spend in a book.
Sorry, guys. My podcast equipment died because
we're done. If never change the batteries.
Filming one episode uses the batteries. If anyone has any other solution, please let me know.
Girl, nobody's gonna have a solution.
I'm praying that someone has a solution. Okay,
we'll pray for you. Also, side note, we went on like a 10-minute tangent while Gena was getting the batteries, and we started talking in accents, and then it was this whole thing. So
it was a whole thing.
If she accidentally leaves those clips in, sorry. Just I hope you skipped through them.
Yeah, God, I'm gonna be pissed at this episode. Anyways, what the fuck were we talking about?
No clue. Let me ask you this: how'd you feel about the nicknames? Him calling her like honey and sweetie and all those things. Okay,
so I liked it when he called her hun. Like when I was like, oh hun, like I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it was okay. The honey part, every time he said honey, I like did a double take and I said, what?
You're like, huh?
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah, I think the first time I was like, oh, that's cute. And then every time after that, I was like, I'm just not a big nickname girl, which is funny because my boyfriend calls me a nickname instead of my own name literally every time he refers to me.
Yeah, it's true. I'm a nickname kind of girl. I like giving people nicknames. I mean, I give people at work nicknames for no reason. I'm giving my
nickname.
Randa.
People call her that.
Yeah, because that's her actual nickname.
Yeah.
I mean, I call your boyfriend like everything but his name.
That's fine. Me too.
So I don't know. I think hun in like the sarcastic like banter way was kind of cute.
Okay.
Oh, so I like this line. Day 3 of breakfast in bed. I'm so spoiled. Yes, very. He says this dryly as he does most things. Another day, another demand. And then right after that, he says you're getting to be expensive. That just gave me the vibes of me and Garrett.
I think you're getting to be expensive.
Everything.
Another day,
another demand. You're getting to be expensive.
That does actually kind of track. That does fit.
Oh yeah. So.
Okay. One thing I remember I wanted to talk to you about. How does his cousin die? And they mention it like once, and then never talk about it again.
I don't think it was once. They mentioned it a couple times.
Twice. She died. He found out, and then he would like collapse in Adina's arms, crying. And then the next scene, I'm pretty sure the next scene is like them seeing each other again, and him being like, "It's been 2 weeks," and like there's like a paragraph about it, and I'm like,
No, I don't think I really agree. It's so short. Like, how many times are they gonna really do it? But even in the end, he talks about how, I don't know, I feel like he talks about a couple times about how he's grieving in his own ways. And I think Adina is really just distracting him. And personally for me, when I've experienced his very close deaths, because I have a couple of times in my life, unfortunately, a good handful of times, unfortunately, I am so late to it. Like the first couple of weeks, the first month even.
Oh, like as in like processing it? Like you don't process immediately? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very like, and I love the distractions. So I think that's just one of him. And he does talk about how he said he gave himself one night to grieve and he was trying to get over it. And then he talked another time about, and these could have all been like close together, but he's like, if my cousin was here right now, she would be like knocking me upside the head, like telling me to like get my shit together and like all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. I don't really agree.
Didn't bother you that much?
Nah, it didn't bother me.
I think sometimes I'm too practical of a reader. Like, I notice when things don't necessarily match up in real life. So I was kind of like, I think I just pick those things out of books. And I'm like, And then I remember I have to like tell myself, like, it's a book. Like, it's okay if it doesn't model real life.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there's like a 2-week time jump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew what you're talking about. That one was kind of random. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that got me was, do you remember the interaction that Kit and Adina had in the castle? I have the quotes here, so like I'm gonna read it, but
I highlighted it too.
It's so the passage says, his eyes meet mine. Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? The question startles me for a moment. With your outfit? I look him over. I mean, that color definitely complements your skin tone. No, he chuckles. Peyton. She will hardly look at me. He lifts his hands in exasperation, scoffing slightly. I mean, I'm not sure what to do anymore. I find her fascinating in a way that no one has ever been before. Like, she's realer than anything I've encountered here in the castle. And I think there was a little bit more between that, but then another passage says, Pei is a difficult creature. I place my hand on my hip. Trust me, I know this firsthand, but she's consistent with what she wants the most from others. I shrug. Honesty. Someone she can talk to, and for you especially, an open mind to what she has to say. He nods absentmindedly. An open mind, huh? I nod. You're the future king. I can imagine she has a lot of suggestions for you. He chuckles. I'm sure she does. And like that got me because one, it made me realize, like, don't get me wrong, I knew Kit liked her, but that made me realize like just how much he liked her.
I agree.
Like to go to her best friend and be like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why can't I get her attention? Like, why is she not responding to this? Like, what am I doing wrong? I was like, oh, man. It gave me the same feeling that when we read Crescent City and you get the flashback of Ethan introducing Bryce to was it Connor? Yeah. It's like, fuck. And then the second thing was like, is that why he was so open with her? Like, is that why?
That's why when I read that, when she was like an open mind, it literally like gave me flashbacks to reading the book, and I was like, holy shit! Like he literally took her advice. Yeah, exactly. And
it made me wonder, like, would he have otherwise like shown her the tunnel and all that kind of stuff that like ended up betraying him? Like, I wonder if maybe that's why he's so mad. I wonder if he almost also
thinks she was like, in on it.
If she was in on it, and so she thinks back to like, he thinks back on that and is like, she set me up, like she was all a part of this, even though Adina was not. I don't know. It just made me think, and I was like, damn. Yeah,
it's really crazy how other people's perspectives, and I see that in real life as well. Like, it's really important to look at other people's perspectives and how things look, and it's really crazy. A perspective makes a difference. Anyways, not jumping on that soapbox, but no, I literally highlighted the same passage as you, and I said, fuck me, man. I feel so bad. I can't believe how much he is about to change. Ugh, OMG, OMG.
Yeah.
And another one that I highlighted is when, so we're going to backtrack really quick, just because I don't want to forget. But when his cousin dies, and I don't remember when this was, but what's his name? The new guy?
Mac.
When Mac, he texts her. He says to her, he says, come see me, please. I don't think I can handle losing both of you. I highlighted that and I said, bro,
there was
sad face.
So much foreshadowing in this book.
There was. I said, bro, sad face, gut wrenching, knowing she dies.
On that topic, when they start talking about the whole like, let me find it. Let me just find it. I'm quite sure that even the stars are envious of you. Her head turns towards me, pulling her eyes from the sky and pinning them on me. What? You make even the stars envious, I repeat, slowly leaning towards her, because one day, far from now, you will be up there beside them, outshining every single one. And I highlighted it and commented, Lauren, I swear to God. Because there's just so much foreshadowing in this book. And like you can tell it's going to absolutely rip his heart out. And then to find out that he watched it, that he was in the stadium when it happened.
I'm really about to start crying, bro.
I literally was like, holy shit. Gena's literally crying right now.
I'm not literally crying.
She's tearing up. Yeah.
Oh
my God.
It was so. I don't know. It just. So it's watching. It gave me. This book gave me the same feeling as when I read The Assassin's Blade, because it's like reading a book and you know what's about to happen in the end. And it was just so. It was a hard but not hard read.
You so desperately want what you know is coming not to happen. And like I remember reading this book. I say I remember as if it wasn't fucking yesterday, but I remember reading this and being like, I really hope maybe in this novella that Lauren Roberts shows us that Adina didn't actually die. That like maybe it's something like, you know, it's like a trick or something that, you know, like she's not actually dead. So then to actually like have her die and then have, I mean, because we already knew Pei watched her die, but then to know that Mac, who Pei knows nothing about, but Mac watch her die too, and like all these different foreshadowing bits. Even like when she's lacing up Pei in her dress, she says, "This might be my last chance to dress you up. I tighten the laces, earning a grunt from Pei, so I might as well take advantage of it." And like it almost makes me wonder, like, did Adina have some sort of like? I feel like I hear about people who before they die suddenly like having those like weird feelings, like maybe this like. You know what I'm talking about? Like they get no. Okay, well, I feel like I've heard a lot of people. I mean, not the dead ones, but
when you said that, I went, "Who you hear this from?"
You talk to the dead. No, but like I feel like I read a lot of like news articles and things like that, or just like have read stories where people are talking about, oh, I think so and so knew that their time was coming to an end. Not necessarily they thought they were gonna get like murdered or anything, but just like they have these weird feelings of like, oh, I need to wrap these things up. Like, oh, like it's like the people who die suddenly, but like weeks before they like suddenly got the urge to like finish their will and stuff like that. Anyways, I don't think that's actually what happened in the sense that like I don't think Adina knew she was gonna die, but there were just so many like so much foreshadowing in this that every single time I literally every time would just highlight and comment like, Lauren, please,
Miss Roberts,
you're holding my heart in your hands, sis. Like, be gentle.
Yeah, this whole book, and honestly this whole fucking series is heart-wrenching because you read it and you think about all the things that could have been. And I talked about this a lot when we did our original review of Powerless, and we're talking about how we so much could have been different with Kit. We talked about that a lot. If you don't know, rewatch the episode. I'm not going to get into it, but I did highlight this one thing, and he said, "Once I am king, I may just need you to be an advisor of mine." And I highlighted it and I commented, and I said, so much could have been different if some things were just changed. If Pei didn't do some of the things that she did, and I'm not blaming her, but if the resistance didn't get in her head as much because they were kind of getting a little crazy and all this stuff. I mean,
if the king didn't find her father in the first place and know that she was related, if she didn't turn down the alley, it's like a game, not a game, but like situations where you can really talk about like the what ifs. What if? Like what if this hadn't happened? Butterfly effect. I mean,
and it was, I don't know. And then to get out of the sad, because I could stay in this for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, can we just talk about the part where Adina is talking to Mac, and he's like, well, she's like, I don't know about things about you, and he starts listing off random things. I'm sorry, but why is one of the lines? I'm gonna say the one that I relate to. He goes, he's like listing stuff off. He goes, I enjoy radishes more than the average person. I said period, because I am one of those people. I love a radish. Okay. I love pickled radish.
Okay,
so good. Eat the bitches like a pickle.
Odd, but not judging. Okay,
you know the story.
Yeah.
So then another one is, I'm sorry, this is so weird. He goes, I'm not a fan of spoons, only forks. What? Did you not catch that?
No, I did. I remember reading it and being like, weird.
No, that one I had to pause. I literally just put WTF. What the fuck?
That felt like one of those like, I'm quirky.
Yeah, it felt like a Wattpad
I don't
entry.
like spoons.
Yeah, it felt like a Wattpad entry. Like, I don't like spoons, like forks, so I can stab people with them. That's what that gave me.
You know what I did find really hot about him?
What?
There's this like line or whatever that says, "We weave down the dark streets hand in hand. She's nestled close to my side, suddenly blissfully unaware of her surroundings when she's in my presence. I guide us through the shadows, allowing her the luxury of looking anywhere but in front of her." And I said, damn, we love a man who leads.
Yeah.
You know what energy it gave me? What? This video of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift just came out like this week for us. And it's of them at this gala or foundation fundraising event, something like that. And he's like guiding her through the ballroom. First of all, he looks hot as hell. But he's like just guiding her through this ballroom. Like, and she's like trailing. Yeah, she's trailing behind him. They're holding hands. And you can tell she's just kind of like, in her brain, it's like la 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 la. Yeah, like she's like she's looking around, she's chatting with people, she's just like, and he's just guiding her through the room, and it's like, Gena and I have talked about like off the podcast in our own personal lives about how hot it is for a man to just like lead and like let his woman like turn her brain off. And oh my god.
It is. I love that. And that really gave me vibes like in the beginning of a relationship, because from being used to someone, I just be going in on my personal life on this bitch. But from being someone who grew up like really taking care of themselves to getting a man who takes care of you, it's like it's like just like going for it, like going all in. And that gave me that vibes of like in the very beginning of me and Garrett, just like letting him take care of everything.
Oh yeah. It's nice. It's a nice feeling.
It is nice.
Okay, what else is there? Oh, a quote. Another just quote that had me a little like, I put my Kindle down for a second, had to breathe and then pick it back up. It said, "You are the sweetest thing I have never tasted." Another brush of his knuckles, and I doubt I've craved anything more. I said, Lauren!
Damn.
Again.
And he never will. Well,
oh, damn. They kissed, but they never like.
Yeah.
I mean, at least not that we know of. They could have like off screen. I will say.
Yeah.
I will say.
Continue.
I know in our Powerless review, I was like, Lauren,
don't say it.
Lauren,
don't say
please,
it.
Write a sex scene. But now that I've thought about it a little more, she is a YA author. And so, Lauren, I just want to say, if you're listening and you're uncomfortable with writing a sex scene, it's fine. You don't have to write one because you write some damn good romance otherwise. But at the same time, I'm like, she's got the power.
Is it fine? Because I don't think it's fine. Anyways,
please.
Tori may feel that way, and like, you know, do what you want, but like, if I don't get a sex,
all I have to say is, Lauren, you would sell so many books. Her writing is so good.
It is. Okay, so I was thinking the same thing when I was reading this. I was like, okay, so like, are they fucking off screen? Like, is it one
is it a closed door?
Is it like, is it one of those things where like, and then they kissed and we woke up the next morning in bed, and like it's one of those things, but I don't think it was, because at the very end they finally kiss and you see it's their first kiss. So I was getting a little scared. I was getting scared, but then I realized, okay, this is just their first kiss.
Yeah.
So I'm still holding that hope that there's gonna be a little spice in the next book.
I don't know, but
she writes the tension like she's comfortable writing it.
She writes yearning so well.
Oh my god, she does.
Like, okay, we'll get off our soapbox.
Yeah.
Can't believe
a lot lately.
Yeah, there's a lot of soapboxes. Our soapboxes are mountains at this point. Can't believe they broke her fucking fingers. Not to go back to the sad, but like,
okay, I didn't realize how
they really like tortured her.
I knew they tortured her, but I didn't realize how symbolic
the hands were.
Yeah,
that shit ripped my heart out.
I didn't realize how symbolic it was until this book.
And when she went, hold on. She was introducing herself to the other prisoner or whatever in the thing, and she said, I'm a seamstress. I used to be a seamstress. Like, realizing that she's never going to do it again because her hands are fucked.
Yeah, so like, point being, I just did not realize how symbolic it was until this episode.
Until
this book.
Yeah, oh my god. Another thing was, who the fuck's birthday is it at the end?
Birthday.
You know, when it's Kai and he's carrying the sticky. Is it he talking about Adina?
In the bonus chapter, like the second half. Dude, when I first read that, I was so confused, and I was like, Tori will know, and you didn't know. Let me call Lauren Roberts real quick.
Hold on. Beep 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 beep. Beep. Ring. Hey Lauren, what would happen if you just like called her up?
Yeah.
Lauren, if you're listening, let us know I guess we'll find out in the next book. But yeah, I just did not know who they were talking about. I mean, because it's Kai. and there's a sticky bun, and he says happy birthday A, but I was confused about like the timeline. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention enough. But
it didn't say 2 years later. Like it didn't.
It did say it was her birthday, so like it could have been her birthday was like right after she died. But then I feel like it also said at one point that like in the years prior he had always shown up.
So yeah, the same thing. Like, and he also says they do this every year, and Kit does it too. And I'm like, what?
I thought Kit didn't do it. Oh no, he's just not doing it this year because he's year. Yeah. So then how could it be about Adina?
It's not. Yeah, exactly.
So then who the fuck is A?
Who is A, and why are we using the same nickname in the letter and the same symbolic thing of sticky buns? Like, can we?
Also, is a sticky bun a honey bun?
Yes, it's a honey bun.
Okay. I was like, damn, she's going hard on these sticky buns. What the fuck is a sticky bun?
When I imagine a sticky bun, I just imagine a smaller honey bun, but with like made like fresh, like actual honey on it.
I pictured like a cinnamon roll. Like the shape and size of a cinnamon roll, but a honey bun.
You're right. I did the shape of that, but like a honey bun flavor with like a gourmet like honey sauce.
Yeah, I just...
Yeah.
So overall, I mean, that was the last. Do you have anything else you want to talk
about the book?
Yeah. Any other notes? Any other quotes? Any feelings?
No, I've said it all. I mean, like, I don't know. Just him watching her die.
That was rough.
It was so rough. Like
him counting the stars, her counting the stars before she died, and then him counting the stars afterwards also had me like, oof.
Yeah. And then just like the whole, I don't know, like Tori said this and she was like, I feel like this was more of like getting to set up the world and like setting up for
Reckless, whatever the next one is. Yeah.
And then what is his name again?
Who? Mac.
Okay.
I do feel like he's gonna have a damn Baloo.
Sorry. He just climbs up this chair like with his claws and then just gets on my head.
He's in the bookshelf.
Oh no, Baloo, this bookshelf will fall.
He's being a menace.
He's being a menace. He deserves to be a menace though. He's going through it. But
yeah, okay. So I do think that. So I said before with Gena that off the podcast while we were talking about it when we both finished, I said that I think that this book really is just setting up for the next one. Like it was a good novella. We already kind of knew what was happening though, but it kind of gave the same vibes of like A Court of Frost and Starlight, where you had two major plot points that you need to kind of bridge between. And so I feel like that is what this book was for, and also to introduce Mac as a key player in the next series.
There's just okay. I don't know what it is, but him and his hair being like Pei, and then him having the same power as Kai. There's so many similarities. And I'm like, interesting. Who is he? Like, who is this guy? Where is he from? I don't think he definitely didn't tell the whole story. Because at first I was like, maybe he's like a lost long relative of Pei because of the hair thing. And then I was like, oh, maybe he's actually like a relative of like someone else because he has the same power. He mentions a bunch of things. He mentions like the king a lot, and I'm like, I don't know. There's something going on. I want to know what.
Lauren's got something up her sleeve.
Yeah, she's got something on her sleeve for sure.
I love also that we refer to her by her first name as if we know her.
Yeah, no, God.
Like we're besties. I mean, what if we just like emailed her? No, I'm kidding. I really do feel like this book just sets up for the next one, so it makes me even more excited for Reckless. I think that's the next one.
Yeah.
God, I can never fucking remember names, but pretty sure that one comes out in like June or July. So it makes me really excited to read that one. I'm also just really excited to get back into Pei and Kai because, man.
So when does this next book come
out? Let's check. July 4th.
Really?
Oh, July 2nd, July 4th, somewhere in that first week of July range.
Okay. Not too far out. Just a couple months. I'm not mad. Like 2 months, really. This is exciting. Okay.
Oh, wait. Can we talk about bonus chapters? I have two notes.
We've already been talking about them, right?
Okay. Yeah, sort of. But I have two specific notes for the bonus chapter.
Okay.
Two passages I forgot that I highlighted. So the first one is, tell me, darling, do you think of me often? His voice is a murmur as if his lips were pressed against my ear. I shiver, knowing exactly what that feels like. First of all, damn. If he knows I'm here, then why doesn't he... And then it gets cut off because he starts talking. Do I haunt your dreams, plague your thoughts like you do mine? And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I miss Kai.
Damn, yeah.
God, I miss Kai.
Yeah.
And then the next one was, Pei is like running away from him. They like burn the house down, whatever, which we didn't know before when that first.
Yeah. I thought I was having like tripping.
Yeah, I was like, wait, did I even fucking read this chapter? Because I did read, there was a portion of this, I think, at the end of Powerless. And I think that was just a snippet of this like larger chapter. But she throws a knife in the back of this Imperial guard and like kills him essentially. And so Kai walks over and says, she would have buried you if she weren't so busy running from me, I murmured to the body beside me, confirming that I have in fact gone mad. I lift the Imperial's white mask from his face, giving me a better view of his glassy brown eyes before I brush his lids closed. So the least I can do is bury you for her. And I was like, damn, this man's still in love with her.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That man, oh my God.
That definitely, any like,
I mean, he's definitely
any second guessing,
mad.
yeah,
but...
any second guessing that we had gone out the window.
Oh yeah, he's still do I haunt your dreams, plague your thoughts like you do mine? Again, Lauren just writes some great yearning.
She does. And isn't she pretty young?
She's like 19 or 20. She's like our age.
Yeah.
How?
Okay, but what if we emailed her?
What if we just became besties?
She sounds like a really cool person. Or at least I know she started writing this book
when she
at
was
like
19
or something like that.
She started writing it in college, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I don't know how old she is, but I did find her like bio from Simon & Schuster, her publisher. And it's so cute. It says, when Lauren Roberts isn't writing about fantasy worlds or bantering love interests, she can likely be found burrowed in bed reading about them. Same girl. Yeah. Lauren has lived in Michigan her whole life, making her very familiar with potholes, snow, and various lake activities. She has the hobbies of both a grandmother and a child, i.e., example, knitting, laser tag, hammocking, word searches, and coloring. She's the author of Powerless, and she hopes to have the privilege of writing pretty words for the rest of her life. If you enjoy ranting, reading, and writing, Lauren can be found on both TikTok and Instagram at Lauren Roberts Library for your entertainment. Girl saying, maybe we should just email her up and be like, hey girl, your book changed our life.
Love the book. Yeah.
She has a podcast.
What? Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she has a podcast.
Look it up.
She does have a podcast, though. It's called Oversharing is Caring with Lauren Roberts. And the bio says, welcome to the podcast where, yep, you guessed it, we overshare. Join Lauren as she rants about everything from books, unsolicited advice, surviving your early 20s, relationships, and the lack thereof, as well as an assortment of randomness. You may know Lauren as the author of Powerless, or perhaps from her chaotic book talk account. So if you're not completely sick of her yet, you can get to know Lauren on a whole new level as she navigates life and the nonsense that comes with it.
Oh,
cute.
I will be following her.
She has an episode called She's in Her Author Era.
Oh, I love her.
Oh my love God. Her. So, all of that rambling and longness, Gena, have fun editing, to say,
I'm gonna kill myself. If
you want to know what we're up to or to see those pictures of us from that midnight release party or anything else that we've done recently that we're forgetting to talk about, you can follow us on Instagram or TikTok at Sip Read Repeat Podcast. Give us a like. I think on Spotify, if you hit the bell, you can get notified when we post. We're on YouTube now.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's not video, but
yeah.
if you like YouTube, you can listen to us there also. So yeah,
we appreciate you guys. Love you. I hope you have a great time. And if you listen to this episode, good for fucking you, bitch. Because
this one was a long one.
She was a long one. She was a fun one. Good night, America.